It was the best thing that ever happened to me because it changed me. It didn't change me, it helped me grow.
Behind the glitz, the glam, and the red carpets, Hollywood hides some of the juiciest scandals. Divorces so messy, so scandalous, that the powers that be would rather we all just forget about them. But we won't. From high-profile breakups to whispers of betrayal and deceit, there are celebrity divorces that rocked the very foundation of Tinseltown, and Hollywood tried its best to sweep them under the rug. Well, guess what? We're pulling back the curtain. And trust me, what we uncover is going to make you rethink everything you know about happily ever after. Number 10. Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston. Once upon a time, they were the golden couple. Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston were every tabloid's dream. The kind of pair that made you believe true love could survive the Hollywood grind. Until one fateful day, the unthinkable happened. They split. Why? Well, whispers of Brad's growing affection for Angelina Jolie, you know, the one with the lips, swirled around the tabloids like wildfire. But it wasn't just infidelity. Oh no, this was a betrayal of the highest order, Hollywood royalty at war, and the press lapped it up. But Hollywood tried to bury it under a mountain of amicable statements. Everyone pretended like it wasn't a full-blown dumpster fire. The truth? A messy divorce hidden behind a perfectly curated PR campaign. Classic. Number 9. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. No one saw it coming. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's whirlwind romance was supposed to be the stuff of legends. But then the divorce papers hit. And the allegations? Well, let's just say they weren't your run-of-the-mill, irreconcilable differences type of divorce drama. We're talking physical abuse, defamation, and more courtroom drama than a Law and Order marathon. Hollywood would have loved for this one to be swept under the rug, but the internet had other plans. Every shocking revelation, every courtroom meltdown was captured, tweeted, and memed. No matter how much they tried to keep it quiet, the truth was louder than any PR machine could handle. Number 8. Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes. Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes seemed like the perfect couple. She was the sweet, innocent girl next door, and he was, well, Tom Cruise. But behind the polished smiles and red carpets, things were far from rosy. Katie, a young starlet, found herself trapped in the tight grip of Scientology, Tom's beloved religion. Their divorce? Not so much about love as it was about escape. Katie needed to get out, and fast. Hollywood tried to paint it as a simple breakup, but the truth? It was a battle for control, for freedom. Katie's escape from the clutches of the Church of Scientology wasn't just a divorce. It was a cry for help. A lesson in why marrying a man who runs a cult might not be the best idea. Number 7. Kim Kardashian and Kris Humphries. Kim Kardashian's 72-day marriage to Kris Humphries was over before it even started. But that didn't stop Hollywood from trying to make us believe it was the real deal. A lavish wedding, a TV special, and all the trimmings of a fairy tale. But here's the thing. The whole thing was a sham from the beginning. The couple barely spent time together, and it's rumored that the entire marriage was staged for one thing: ratings. Kim went from happy bride to single again faster than you can say publicity stunt. Hollywood worked overtime to make it look like a tragic, heart-wrenching breakup. But the truth? A media circus trying to sell us an illusion. Number 6. Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. Everyone knew they were destined for drama. The power couple that once made headlines for their steamy romance on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith wasn't going to exit quietly. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie's divorce was messy from the start, filled with accusations of neglect, fights over their kids, and endless courtroom battles. And while the world speculated on who was at fault, Hollywood's PR machine spun a much softer narrative. But let's face it, the public couldn't get enough of the drama. The tabloids devoured every ugly detail, and every child custody battle felt like a global event. Hollywood tried to hide it behind closed doors. But the truth? This was no fairy tale. Number 5. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner were the epitome of a Hollywood power couple. So much so that when their split happened, it shocked everyone. Hollywood tried to make it sound civil, even dignified. Conscious uncoupling, they called it. But beneath the surface, things weren't as smooth as they seemed. Rumors of Ben's struggles with addiction and his alleged affair with the nanny? Yeah, those weren't just tabloid gossip. This wasn't a friendly split. It was a painfully public unraveling of what was once a seemingly perfect marriage. Hollywood's narrative? A well-curated PR stunt. The truth? A messy, heartbreaking end. Number 4. Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel. On the surface, it looked like Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel were living the dream. Perfect couple, family goals, the whole package. But behind the scenes, things were far from perfect. Rumors of infidelity, public missteps, and a marriage teetering on the edge of collapse swirled. The couple's eventual reconciliation seemed like a fairy tale ending. But was it? Hollywood pushed the narrative of a second chance, a beautiful recovery. The truth, however, was far more complicated. Was it a genuine reconciliation or a desperate attempt to save face? You decide. Number 3. Shania Twain and Mutt Lange. Shania Twain's marriage to producer Mutt Lange seemed like the perfect partnership until the bombshell hit. He was having an affair with her best friend. The betrayal was so complete, so devastating, that it sent Shania spiraling. But what did Hollywood do? They painted her divorce as a tragic, yet empowering, story of redemption. It wasn't. It was a tale of a woman betrayed, not once, but twice. Mutt's affair tore through her life like a wrecking ball, and Hollywood tried to sugarcoat it into something palatable. The truth? Shania fought to find herself again, and Hollywood wasn't ready to acknowledge the ugly truth beneath the glitter. Number 2. Madonna and Guy Ritchie. Madonna, the queen of pop, and Guy Ritchie, the British director. Sounds like the ultimate match, right? Not so much. Their marriage was a whirlwind of egos, different lifestyles, and constant public scrutiny. When the divorce papers were filed, Hollywood scrambled to make sense of it. What went wrong? Was it her obsession with maintaining her youth, or his desire for a quieter life? What Hollywood didn't want you to know was just how toxic their relationship had become. The media made it seem like a typical Hollywood breakup, but it was a battle between two people who had very different visions of life. And in the end, no amount of PR could fix the cracks in their marriage. Number 1. Tiger Woods and Ellen Nordegren. The Tiger Woods scandal was more than just a divorce. It was a full-on public spectacle that almost broke the internet. When news of his infidelity hit the tabloids, it was a bombshell that shook the entire world. Hollywood tried to downplay the scandal, but there was no hiding the truth. Tiger Woods, the golden boy of golf, had been living a double life. The fallout was catastrophic. Ellen Nordegren, his wife, became the symbol of betrayal, the woman who had been deceived on the world's biggest stage. The divorce was ugly, filled with allegations of cheating, lies, and deceit. Hollywood tried to make it seem like a clean break, but in reality, it was a messy, painful process that dragged on for years. Hollywood may try to hide the truth, but the world isn't fooled. These divorces weren't just celebrity breakups. They were public spectacles, full of betrayal, deception, and heartbreak. And while Hollywood may have done its best to spin them into clean, sanitized stories, the truth always finds its way to the surface. The curtain may be drawn, but the spotlight never fades. And that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Stay tuned for more shocking stories coming your way. Until next time, keep the mystery alive.